Steve Kim here. So excited. Steve Kim Show, episode number 154. For today's Steve Kim Show, I'm going to highlight something called the BRRRR real estate investment strategy, because this is something that I'm getting asked quite often as people are looking to invest into real estate. So first of all, what does the BRRRR method actually stand for? B stands for buy, R stands for renovate, the other R stands for rent, the other R stands for refinance, and the last R stands for repeat. So let's get into it. So for the B, it's all about buying. And so what you're gonna do is when you're looking to buy a property, you wanna buy a distressed or undervalued property in need of updates and repair. Just remember, with these types of homes, you may not qualify for a traditional mortgage on the home. The reason for this is that most lenders require an appraisal done on the property. Actually, almost all require an appraisal done right now. But with the condition or state of the home, values can be quite difficult to assess this type of property. Before you rule out financing completely, talk to a lender to see if you do have any other options available. It might be possible to use a HELOC or a hard money loan to finance the purchase. These options can be high risk and are often not recommended. When buying a distressed property or an undervalued property, it's important to calculate the after repair value, or something called ARV in the industry. And this is really the estimated value of the home after you renovate or rehab the property. Now, to determine ARV, you compare the planned final result of the home to similar homes or comparables that have already recently sold in the area. These homes should be similar in the size, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, age, type of build, and condition. And now when deciding how much to offer on a home, follow the 70% rule in real estate. Avoid investing more than 70% of the property's ARV. For example, if the home's ARV is $1 million, you shouldn't be paying more than $700,000 for the home. Now, moving on to renovate. When it comes to renovating the home, the first improvements you'll need are the ones that will bring the home up to code. Next, you'll want to identify the types of renovations or improvements that will truly increase the value of the home. These may include updating your kitchen, bathroom, improving the curb appeal, and installing energy efficient windows, appliances, and any other features. Before you start your project, make sure you create a realistic budget and timeline for the project, and be sure to add an extra 10% contingency fund just to be safe on all those renovations. And the next component is all about rent. It's important to find renters before you refinance, the next step, because lenders generally won't refinance until a property has tenants. When it comes to deciding on tenants that you want for your property, here's a couple of things to always keep in mind. A good record of on-time payments, a stable job with steady income that hasn't been impacted by COVID, obviously because of what we're going through right now, a good credit report, no criminal behavior or a history of evictions. Be sure to call their landlord right now. And the last one are positive references, whether they're personal or professional. Now, when determining the rent, you'll want to make sure it's fair to your renter and produces a positive cash flow for you. You can determine this by subtracting the total expenses to own and rent the home from the total amount of monthly rent you'll charge. Using a very basic example, let's say you charge $2,500 per month for rent and your mortgage payments and all the other expenses add up to $1,800. Now you're positive $700 each and every month. Now the next R stands for refinance. Now in the BRRRR method, you do a cash out refinance to use the money to purchase another distressed or undervalued property to flip and rent out. Now, in order to do this, you'll need to find a lender that offers a cash out refinance, and you'll need to meet the qualifications of that loan. While the lender will have its own set of requirements, you'll need to meet a minimum credit score of usually around 620 to 650 and a maximum DTI, which stands for debt to income ratio of around 50% or less, and have equity in the home. You may also need to own the property for a certain amount of time before you can get a cash out refinance. Keep in mind that you'll also need an appraisal, and there may be additional fees including closing costs that you'll need to pay to get the loan. And the last R stands for repeat. In the final step of the BRRRR method, you'll go back and repeat the previous steps in the same order as before. If you want to continue to repeat these steps, it's a good idea to take notes each step or each time you go through the process so you can learn from past mistakes. Now here briefly, I'm going to highlight some of the pros and cons of the BRRRR method. A few of the pros are you'll include your ability to make passive income, increase your rental portfolio, build equity during the rehab process, and repeat the process as long as you're able to. Some of the cons include the cost and work required for rehabbing or renovating the home, and since you may not be able to get a traditional mortgage on the home, you may have to get a more expensive or riskier loan option. And what happens if when you go to refinance, you qualify for less money than you originally planned? This method also requires patience. Along with waiting until renovations are complete, you may also wait the amount of time required for you to own the home before you can get a cash out refinance. Consider too that it may take time to find good tenants to rent your home. Anyways, I hope I was able to shed a little bit more light on the BRRRR strategy / method. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me over a DM or an email. As always, be good, be kind, everyone. Take care.